is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome to another episode of Step 1. I'm Freddie Wilson. We've got a great show for you today. We have an NBA preview with my good friends, Jacob Feldstien and Simon Gelbard. We also have a full recap of a wild weekend of college football and the NFL. And of course, I will do a full preview of this weekend's games. Okay, let's ride. We had a wild college football weekend, and I do say wild. Like, it was a fun one. USC goes down in South Bend, finally getting their first loss of the season. We saw how bad the defense is. I've said it so many times. It's a bad defense. We had big upsets with Arizona coming into Pullman, taking down the Washington State Cougars in a blowout loss. Pittsburgh takes down Louisville, giving them their first loss of the season. The Air Force Academy is undefeated. I guess the triple option playbook does work because they are undefeated. Biggest story of a weekend, though, was Colorado was up 29.5. They were up 29-0 against Stanford, a not great team in Stanford, by the way. And it looked like it was going as planned. Colorado was up big, showing their fans that they were, in fact, good. And then they found a way to lose in double overtime. Thank you, Stanford, for solidifying the death of primetime for this season. Thank you. I know the Ducks got it started. I know USC kept it going, but Stanford, you finished the job. Thank you. It was a great win. Yes, we are going to talk about the Oregon Ducks. Tough loss, hard pill to swallow. It was close, but it's an okay loss. I'll justify it. Washington, good team. Michael Penix, good player. They did enough to win. Dan Lang's aggressive play call came back to bite us a little bit. We were in the red zone right before halftime. Could have kicked a chip shot field goal. We go for it. We don't get it. It is what it is. We did, we could have tied the game with a field goal. We did lose by 3. I still think he calls an aggressive game, and even if we don't win, I still think it's the right idea because when it does work, he's a genius. But again, sometimes being aggressive doesn't work. Still think the Ducks are in good shape. I know we lost. Could have made that field goal to put into overtime, but hey, we were down by 11, and we came back, and we were very close to winning. So I think we showed some grit. We still had 500 yards of offense. Like, the Ducks aren't going anywhere. And I'm excited to see them play at Utah. That's right. I will be at the game in a couple weeks. Really excited to see them. Ducks are in great shape. We control our own destiny. Into the NFL. This was by far the craziest weekend of the season. We no longer have undefeated teams in the NFL. We had some big upsets and some notable injuries. We start on Thursday night where the Kansas City Swifties were able to handle the anti-heroes that are the Denver Broncos. Okay, not sure how many Swifties actually watched the game, even though she was there because the concert movie came out the same night. I'm pretty sure Taylor moved the premiere of the movie so she could go to the game. It was supposed to come out on Friday, came out on Thursday because she could do the premiere on Wednesday night, go to the game on Thursday night. But if Taylor Swift fans who weren't at the movie did watch the game, you got a false representation of the NFL. You did learn the Broncos' offense is terrible. That is true. They are a dumpster fire. But if you're a Taylor Swift fan who only watches Chiefs games, you think the Broncos' defense is really good. And they aren't. They just are not good. Credit to them. They played well tonight. But a few weeks ago, they allowed 70 points. They just happened to play well tonight. So to recap, a Taylor Swift fan's view of the NFL is a league where Zach Wilson's better than Patrick Mahomes and where the Broncos defense is good. Moving into Sunday, we once again had another London game. So the Titans decide they could beat the very real effect of jet lag, and they traveled to London on Thursday for a Sunday game. I want to say it's like a 6-hour time difference. Like, jet lag sucks. You just can't beat jet lag. Last time I went to London, when I flew there, I had a few hours to kill before my hotel room was open. I was so tired, I fell asleep in front of the Rosetta Stone British Museum. You cannot beat jet lag. It's just not possible. If I were an NFL team, my team would leave right after the game on Sunday. Jet lag is very much a real issue, and we saw the Titans team that looked a little bit tired on Sunday. Also, Ryan Tannehill got injured, which doesn't help. The Ravens still need to step it up on offense. They could be so much better, and they are better than this. They just keep settling for field goals. It does help when you have probably the best kicker in the game, but again, you can't just rely on Justin Tucker. You need to score touchdowns, not field goals, if you're going to go far in the NFL. In the morning games, we had our first big upset of the season where the 49ers lost to the Browns. I know the 49ers lost Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel to injury during the game, but credit to Browns defense for stepping up, and credit to P.J. Walker for filling in for Deshaun Watson and playing a pretty solid game. Also, some questionable calls by the ref at the end of the game, but it all came down to a potential game-winning field goal, and the 49ers just missed it, ruining the undefeated record, and Brock Purdy finally has a loss in the regular season. Moving the afternoon games, we had a big upset. The Jets take down the Eagles. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Jets fans, you cannot say you saw that coming. You did not. You could say that after the fact, but you never saw that coming. The Jets' defense is elite, and they showed it again against a very good Eagles offense. The defense won them that game. They shut down the Eagles in the second half. And the offense did just enough to win, despite only scoring one touchdown. Imagine how good the Jets would be if they had like an elite quarterback. I wonder if it could get a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I wonder if he's available. Moving into Sunday night, the Bills almost lost to the other team that plays at MetLife Stadium. Credit to the Giants defense. They came out to play. They shut down the Bills for 3 quarters. But the Giants offense couldn't get much going. I know they were playing with their backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, who, by the way, in my opinion, better than Daniel Jones. I know he's older, but he's got way more experience, and he's better than Daniel Jones. I'm saying that on this show. You also have Saquon Barkley, who was playing his butt off, but yet you found a way not to score a touchdown when the defense was working their butts off, giving you an opportunity. There was some poor clock management at the end of the first half. They ran the ball, didn't score, clock ran out because they didn't have timeouts left. And also the refs made some questionable calls on the final play of the game. I know they got that first pass interference call that set them up with an untimed down on the goal line. But you know what? I don't think they were going to be able to call pass interference twice because they did it again and the refs were like, we can't call it again. But it was blatant pass interference on that final play. The Bills found a way to win, but it was pass interference. Like, I'm no NFL referee, but I think I know pass interference when it's that obvious. For Monday night's game, Oregon Duck legend Justin Herbert couldn't join the ranks of Brock Purdy and take care of the Cowboys. Despite playing at SoFi Stadium, there were a lot of Cowboys fans. I feel bad that every Chargers game feels like a road game for them. It's always a bunch of fans of the opposing team flooding SoFi Stadium. My favorite part was they kept on focusing on the one Chargers fan they could find who was very invested in the game. I don't know who this woman is, but she is my new favorite person. She was having the time of her life. She was like excited. She was mad. Like the camera could not get enough of her. She's great. Oh, don't know what her name is. Don't know anything about her. Big fan though. I'm very convinced ESPN cameraman found the one person in SoFi Stadium who was actually rooting for the Chargers. And they're like, we found one. We finally found one. Now, I'm not saying Chargers fans don't exist. They allegedly do. But I want to find a Chargers fan, and I want them to come on the show. So, I'm asking the good people of Step 1 Country, if you are an actual lifelong fan of the Los Angeles Chargers, I want to meet you and have you on the show. I have some conditions. Of what qualifies an actual Chargers fan. Qualification number 1, you can't claim you're a Chargers fan because you like Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert. He's great. But the Chargers have a rich history that extends way beyond him. So you need to be a fan of the Chargers. Let's say for at least 20 years. Like, it needs to be a lifelong affair. Second, if you call yourself a Chargers fan, I want you to name one defensive player from the 2010 San Diego Chargers team. Why am I picking the 2010 team? Because they were the team that had the number one ranked offense in the NFL, the number one ranked defense in the NFL, and they somehow went 9-7 and missed the playoffs. So, if you call yourself a Chargers fan, I want you to be able to name one player from that defense. Because any football fan can name a player from the offense. It's easy. I will show you. Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates. Easy. Boom. That offense was awesome. I personally can't name a player from that defense. But if you're really a Chargers fan, I bet you can. And you can't Google it either. You have to remember it. My final condition. It's not mandatory by any means, but it would be a nice feature. If you are a Chargers fan, I want you to be able to say you were a Chargers fan the first time they played in LA. I will know the Chargers first played in LA in 1960, and then they moved to San Diego in 1961. So if you were alive and remember 1960 and happen to root for the Chargers, then please step forward and come on the show. So if you are or know a real life fan of the Los Angeles Chargers, please come on for Step One Podcast. And now, let's get to our NBA preview with Jacob Feldstien and Simon Gelbard.
Okay, we welcome you to a very special interview, our inaugural NBA preview with my good friends, Jacob Feldstien and Simon Gelbard. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
How you doing, Freddie?
Doing all right. I like how you both went basketball jerseys. I went more of the coach route. Got my basketball tie on.
That's good. I don't like, okay, if we can jump right into this, and I haven't liked this for years, but that head coaches don't have to wear suits anymore. I don't like that. I don't like seeing the quarter zips.
Yeah, big quarter zip guy.
We're getting right into it. That it's not basketball. I want to see like Greg Popovich in a suit.
I mean, when I coached, I started wearing shirt and tie. It made me feel much more professional.
Yes, as it should be.
Yeah, and, it looked a little ridiculous, but I thought it was pretty cool.
It's that, or it should be like in baseball where they have to wear the uniforms. Like that Aaron Boone has to wear a Yankees uniform. I would like to see Greg Popovich in his Spurs jersey and shorts.
Greg Popovich and a
yelling
tank top and shorts.
Exactly.
Do we get to wear shirt sleeves, though?
I think you'd have to. These coaches get tendonitis.
They should do a yearly coach basketball game during All-Star Weekend where they all play against each other.
Who's the best coach at basketball right now?
Ty Lue, probably, right?
The best, like the best actual basketball player who also coaches.
Yeah,
it's a tough one. I mean, Joe Mazzulla is the youngest, so I feel like he's got age on his side.
Yeah, Tibbs for the next.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tibbs would just like bully ball everyone.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, so let's talk about our individual teams. All right, we got. I know he's wearing a Pistons jersey, but you're a Nets fan. Simon's a Lakers fan, I'm a Celtics fan. How do you think our teams are going to do this year?
Good, and I think I'll say first of all, I think it's very cool that we all root for like pretty small market, very unique teams. You know the little guys.
I wouldn't say the Lakers are a small market team.
I wouldn't say that about the Celtics or Knicks either, if I were being not sarcastic.
Lakers have a good shot this year. A lot of good pickups over the offseason. I mean, I like my boy Cam Reddish joining the Lakers.
It's good.
Been a big fan of him since Duke. Had 10 points the other night in the preseason game. That's important. So
I'll remember one Cam Reddish highlight is he did like a double spin move when he was on the Hawks, like one spin move, and then another one. He somehow didn't travel. And I think he bricked the layup, but
let's turn this into a Cam Reddish podcast.
Let's do this. Step one has become Cam Reddish one.
Yeah, we are a pro Cam Reddish podcast. Let's get out and say it. We like Cam Reddish on the show.
Yes.
I think the Celtics are going to run the table. I think Drew Holiday is what we needed to kind of, solidify what is a championship caliber team.
Mm-hmm. So that's really the story of the offseason has been the Drew Holiday, Damian Lillard. I think it's so interesting to see what's going to happen.
Better late than never. Like, it was a pretty dull offseason for the most part.
Biggest point was Wembanyama, but yeah, now it's really, Dame in a different jersey is going to be so weird.
Speaking of Wembanyama.
What about Wembanyama?
Have you seen him?
I did see. Did you watch the preseason game? I saw the Heat game.
I can't say I watched it.
Oh, you got to look at the highlights.
I saw the
buddy.
highlights. I mean, it was pretty cool.
The first time you watch him in a game, you're going to be like, holy crap.
He called for an alley-oop from the 3-point line and then ran and got it.
I mean,
like,
I understand like he is like one of the most like highly regarded like first round picks like ever. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah.
But who do you think is going to shock us the most this year? Like, what team are we not thinking about that's like going to be good?
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
Why? I don't agree. Why the Trailblazers?
I think they're going to be good. My boy Shaden Sharp gonna step up this year. They got a lot of talent. I think DeAndre Ayton takes a leap. I think he's going to be an all-star this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like DeAndre Ayton. Feels like very soft, and he doesn't. I've never seen him dominate a game the way you'd expect a first overall pick to do. And there's bust. He wouldn't be a bust. His team got to the finals.
He's a very mediocre player.
He's very mediocre. He's not Greg Oden, but
yeah, I mean Greg Oden was very good. He just got injured.
True. Anthony Bennett then.
Oh,
Anthony,
that's
he's no horrible. Anthony Bennett. That's good. Anthony Bennett was pretty bad. Yes. Now, you know who I think is going to run? Who's going to be good? Utah Jazz. I'm feeling it this year for them. They were way better than they were expected last year. I think they got a good thing going.
John Collins, they got.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Lauri Markkanen lit it up last year.
Sure. I think it's funny. John Collins has been him and Miles Turner are the two guys where it's like they're just always in the trade rumors. They're always, and then he's actually trading. It's like, oh my god, what? It's happening? I would not. I'd say it's like the boy who cried wolf. He just heard his name in these rumors so many times that the last time it just doesn't even. He didn't even know.
Wait, Miles Turner ever get traded? Or is he just always talked about getting traded?
Yeah, he's still on the Pacers, which is my surprise team.
Is Buddy Hield also on the Pacers still?
Buddy Hield is on the Pacers.
So when are they going to do that Lakers Buddy Hield and Miles Turner trade that they talk about for the last 3 years?
Coming. It is coming for Westbrook. Yeah. The Pacers are my surprise team.
That's a good take.
I think Tyrese Halliburton was an all-star. I know that he was an all-star last year, but he's going to take a step that I think is going to be really impressive. What? He's going to be really impressive for a pass first point guard and what the hell is the name of the guy? His initials are BM. What's his name? The guy they drafted last year.
Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict Mathurin. Shows how big of a fan I am. Yeah. I think he's going to be legit too.
Is that his actual name, or did you just make that up?
Everyone's going to know his name. No one's ever going to forget
it.
Do you think the Kings are going to be good this year?
I think
like,
all about
not like good, but finally take the step and
all
get
about the beam, baby. Kings are going to light it up.
You think so?
Love the
I
beam.
don't know.
The Kings were statistically their starting five was the healthiest of like any 5 players. Like they didn't get injured
because they're such a young team. Like they got. De'Aaron Fox. Besides Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, they're a pretty young team. Like they're ready.
Yeah, but I just think a lot of things went really well for them. And De'Aaron Fox, remember, I think it was that stupid award for like the Clutch Player of the Year, the Michael Jordan Clutch Player of the Year.
It's a great award, prestigious award.
It is a great award. Who do we have winning that this year?
Who do I have win that one? You got to give it up. Jaylen Brown's gonna win it. I'm feeling it for him this year.
I have Benedict Mathurin winning that.
Give me Joe Johnson coming out of
Joe
retirement.
Johnson. Isn't he retired?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
ISO Joe's gonna play.
He's bound to retire at some point.
He's been in the league for a while. The days of ISO Joe were fun, but I think they're over.
He was sick on the Nets.
He was good on the Celtics 2 different times. What was that?
Who's the Nets' all-time leading scorer? It's a trivia question for you. And for the listeners,
all-time leading scorer?
Step One Nation.
Can I answer?
Well, you know.
Yeah, I do.
So then
Okay.
I feel like it's not Dr. J. Well, Dr. J was on a 76er, so that's dumb.
Okay, so that's one eliminated. It leaves us with like 50.
I'm gonna go Brook Lopez.
You're correct.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
He's not someone you'd think of, but he was just there for so long.
He was. Now he's on the Bucks still, right?
I find his career so interesting because he never took like a 3-point shot. And now he's just such a good 3-and-D, not 3-and-D guy, but he's so good at defense and he's a great 3-point shooter for a big man that transformation never happens. It's normally you're one or the other, and 3-point shooting is not. We talked about Andre Drummond last time. This is my second time on the podcast. You wouldn't know that. We talked about Andre Drummond last time.
Yeah.
It'd be like if Andre Drummond just decided to start shooting like 38% from three.
I don't think I love Andre Drummond. I don't think that's going to happen, Bo.
No, I know, but that's what it would be like.
But yeah, no, Andre Drummond,
Andre
great
Drummond,
player,
all-time leading scorer
wrong
in Pistons.
era. He'd be so good in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Again, I still think he's the best rebounder in the NBA still, but again, like the offense still needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I would agree.
You guys think Ben Simmons is back this year?
No.
I don't either. I appreciate the sentiment.
Sorry, Ben. As he's
Like-
listening.
Yeah, Ben
That's the one I
Simmons
could've
totally
used
is
instead
not
of,
listening to this podcast.
Right, yeah. No, Ben Simmons is a big fan.
All right.
He's
What do
a
you think's
big
happening to
supplement.
James Harden?
His
You think
mom
he's
told
getting
me.
traded?
Who?
James Harden, he's getting traded?
Not for a while.
Not for you think so? You think he's
I
gonna
think
sit
so.
out?
I think
the deadline he'll get traded.
the Clippers pulled the trigger.
So wait, the Clippers will have somehow have Kawhi, Paul George, and Harden, or they're gonna trade one of them?
Oh, you don't think Westbrook will be a part of it?
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean,
Yeah, I just don't.
I feel like Russell's going to Philly if Harden's going on that team.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know. It's so dysfunctional, the Sixers. And I know in hindsight, every year it's like, yeah, they lost in the second round, but it never feels like that in the season. It always feels like they are a top team. They are a top team. It just they never made it to the conference finals.
You think they'd have a ring if they kept Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jimmy could have helped them a lot. 7-game series, I think Jimmy Butler would have made a difference.
How does it? Did him and Tyrese Maxey overlap?
I don't remember.
Probably not.
Jimmy wasn't there for that long.
He was
Yeah.
there for 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. No, I think going for Harden wasn't, great player, but also he's an incredibly huge distraction from all the shenanigans he does.
Is there anything Harden can do? Derrick Rose will be the exception, but every single MVP has made the Hall of Fame. Is there anything James Harden can do at this point in his career?
Win a
And I think about-
championship.
No, to not disqualify, but is there any way he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame?
No.
All this stuff. This has
mean-
been a very ugly.
He's the fourth best shooting, or he's the third or fourth best shooting guard of all time.
What about Russell Westbrook?
What about him?
Can he do anything to disqualify himself? You don't think
Mr.
so?
Triple double.
I mean, if
No,
you average a
and I'm not even
triple-double
sure
this
Derrick Rose
season, I
would be
think
it.
that's you're going to Springfield, Massachusetts, and that's where you want to be, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Have you ever been?
That's what I've
Oh, I
heard.
have actually been, to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do they have? Was it like? You ever been to Cooperstown?
been to Cooperstown. Yeah, Cooperstown was pretty cool.
Cooperstown's the best.
Yeah, Cooperstown is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Tell me more
no,
about-
I've been to Springfield. Never done Canton in Ohio for football, but I've done Cooperstown and Springfield.
Be cool seeing all the busts of the players.
I mean, yeah. I think they do well. They do a good job in Springfield. They have a bunch of cool stuff. They have all the players' names. They got a lot of interactive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You pretend to be an announcer for a game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can call iconic plays. I'll read you the script.
Blocked by James. Oh my God!
I need to hear that from you, Freddie.
Give us a block by
Blocked
James.
by James.
Iguodala for the layup. Blocked by James.
Oh yeah, my roommate's not gonna like that one. He's a Warriors fan. He says he took that loss. I didn't know him at the time, but he took that loss really personally.
I think he had enough good fortune.
This
so.
roommate of yours seems like a really nice guy. He seems like he really wants to watch all these games with you. Is that right?
No. So actually, he's allegedly. We might do this on the podcast. He wants to make a contract where I don't watch the games with him.
Yeah.
So
Because
he's very
annoying or
superstitious.
why?
So last year, Game 7 of the Warriors Kings game series, I took it upon myself because I'm a nice guy. I evacuated the premises of my own home.
Well, you're such a diehard Kings fan. This must have been tough for you.
But I went to an Oregon Ducks baseball game because I'm I need to kill a few hours.
Okay.
So I sat in the rain to watch the Ducks blow a 9-run lead.
Sure.
I mean, Baseball's fun, but it was really depressing when they lost like 10-9 after being up by 9, had a perfect game going for 6 innings.
And you were just doing this because your roommate was not going to let you watch a Warriors game with him, which
Pretty
he
much,
does
yeah.
not.
And why is that?
He's
Why is
superstitious.
that?
He's a superstitious guy. Apparently, I watched a couple games of him back in the day, and the Warriors happened to lose, and he thinks I'm the problem.
You know what? It might be your fault.
You know,
It's about the energy
it's
and
about the energy, yeah.
Steph Curry can feel when you're watching a game. What's your idiot roommate's name?
We'll keep the names out of here for
Okay,
privacy
Doug.
purposes.
When you're watching these games with Doug, it's Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. They know. Well, I would ask Doug, that coward,
Yes, there's not.
what he thinks about CP3. He's of course not here, so I'll defer to you two. Like, what do we think?
I mean, he wasn't a
CP3 's
he
gonna do
wasn't
this
a
year?
fan initially. He's growing on it now, but he grew. You know, you have to remember, Warriors fans absolutely hated that guy for so long.
It's the most wild. Like, if you told me in 2015, like, oh yeah, when Steph Curry, like, he always got the best of CP3. He had that baseline crossover move and everything, like everything. If you told me, oh,
Can you
they'd
do
be
that again?
teammates.
Thank you.
What do you think, Simon? How do you think it's gonna work out?
I think it's gonna be.
I
it's
think
a
they
good
could have avoided
deal.
this whole thing just by drafting LaMelo instead of James Wiseman.
They really should have.
Had a pass first point guard in LaMelo instead of CP3.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think they're all so good that they'll make it work. But it's going to be kind of weird having a bunch of short players out there. Klay Thompson is your 3 or 4 on some lineups. It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be
Draymond's
tough,
gonna have a
especially when you
bounce
play
back
against a
year?
big team like the Lakers. What?
Think Draymond's gonna have a bounce back year?
I
No.
hope not. He's my least favorite player.
You're not a big
No, I don't
Draymond guy?
think so.
I love the energy. I mean,
He's
it
always
is kind
gonna
of
be
fun.
good.
It creates conversations.
He's always going to be good defensively, but man, what a liability he is on offense, and like has been for some time now.
Yeah, he
Let's
got
play a
a,
game.
he had a triple double, and he could have had a quadruple double if he just scored 10 points.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
yeah, that's
the
one of my
easiest
favorite
part.
things. Yes,
I'm going to
he
throw
finished with 4.
I'm going to throw out some names. You let me know if you think Draymond's better than him.
This
Okay.
coming in 2023,
Yeah.
2024.
And this upcoming season.
Okay.
Right. Ben Simmons.
I mean,
I
I think
can't
Draymond's gonna play more games than him.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
Who's going to be better when they Okay, fine. So
if
overall
you're
you think
starting the franchise, and this had to
For
be your
1
first
year.
overall pick, yeah,
for 1 year, yeah.
I would take Draymond.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Ben Simmons can't shoot a 3-pointer. He's the point guard.
Well, Draymond Green can't shoot a 3-pointer.
Yeah, but he's not a point guard. He's not the primary ball handler.
I hear we're on the same side, but if Ben Simmons was playing with Steph Curry, and I might talk myself into Ben Simmons if we're being honest. I see those workout videos in the offseason.
Yeah, dude,
I think he's a great player when healthy. But like, when was the last time we saw him actually like play? Like, did he ever?
Well,
has he
he's gonna
ever
have
played
to
on the
now.
Nets?
Okay, fine. So keep going. We agree.
Oh, he was the
Draymond
only one I had.
Green. What a game, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Well, because of the new rule now, he has to play in games, right? I mean, like he can't sit out too many games. 'Cause
What if he's injured?
His previous All-Star.
Yeah, do you understand this new rule, Fred?
I
Well,
don't. I can't say I've heard.
Do the
about
Nets
this
have
rule,
another
believe it or not.
All-Star? Isn't it you can't sit multiple All-Stars? They don't have anyone else. I don't
Yeah,
But
think.
what
but they're trying
is I'm assuming that exempts injuries.
Yeah.
No,
that's
yeah.
So you can always
Yeah, I
play
mean,
Like,
injury.
oh no,
Preventable.
yeah, you're gonna get fined, even though all your players are injured.
We're doing the in-season tournament, right? What do we think? That's
Yeah,
about?
it's tournament's kind of cool. I like the idea of it.
Okay, we got dissenting opinions.
I mean,
Go.
what do you get if you win the in-season tournament?
Yeah, I haven't done enough research on it. I don't know, but I just think
Money.
I don't think players are going to care enough.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of fun. It's a little different. I mean, I don't see the point of it, but I still think, like, you know, you need those sparks flying a little bit. What are we doing? Like December?
I don't know when.
Remember
I
the
guess whatever mid-season is.
Remember when they started the
I
season?
mean, it would be perfect in like the dead of February when like football's over, March
February,
Madness
the
hasn't started yet, but
All-Star
that's just
break.
never gonna happen.
February they have the All-Star break, which is
Yeah, I know. Like,
Let's
get
get
rid of the
horrible.
All-Star
now.
game and do an in-season tournament during that time.
I'm gonna come back on like the 3rd week of February, and this is what I'm gonna say verbatim. Boy, that All-Star game sucked. They were all just jacking up threes.
That's the whole point of the
Team ending is
All-Star game.
stupid. And nobody cares about all the pomp and circumstance. It's just
Dunk contest was cool
it's
this
the
year.
worst display of basketball that they could do on what is a very cool otherwise.
The dunk
Where is it?
contest was pretty fun.
No, I thought the dunk contest was disappointing this
I think
year.
it might be in
Who,
like
who won that kid from the Sixers?
Oh, he's not a real player.
Yes, he
He
is.
isn't. Mac McClung.
Mac McClung
Mac
is not a
McClung.
NBA player.
He played 0 minutes. I think he should be disqualified.
I mean, he
frankly,
is a
publicly
professional
ex-
basketball player. So what if he plays in the G League?
Yeah, he doesn't. You shouldn't count. This is Adam Silver's NBA. It's disgusting. This is.
I like Adam Silver.
Of course you do, because you have the same hair as him.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like him because he's bald. No, I think he's done a good job in the NBA. I think he's really doing a good job. I'm a fan.
He got in there and he nailed the Donald Sterling thing and has kind of been coasting on that ever since.
What about
I
the John
mean-
Morant stuff?
Oh,
The John Morant thing went pretty. I think he handled that pretty well too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, I am a fan of his work. It's not because he's also bald like me.
yeah. Well,
Just a fan.
okay.
I mean, it's pretty easy to be good at commissioner unless you're Roger Goodell, where like everything you do, everyone's gonna hate.
I kind of think Roger's doing a good job.
I mean,
That's another
talking about
terrible
football.
All-Star game.
Goodell's done some questionable things, in my opinion. It's a basketball episode, but we did bring up Goodell. I just don't like how Goodell handled Deflategate. I'm not saying like Tom Brady didn't do anything. I just think Goodell didn't have any substantial evidence.
Yeah, Goodell was not going to win that one though.
He did.
Someone's gonna
Brady
get
got
something.
suspended for 4 games.
No, they won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, they did actually.
Yeah. So
That was the one where they came back against the Falcons,
when the Falcons were up 15-8. Is that the
28-3.
Oh, I knew I was close.
We're nowhere near it.
ah.
Yeah, it was. I remember. Yeah, Brady won a Super Bowl, came back from 20-3. It was, as a Packers fan, hard to watch.
Yes.
All right,
Well,
what team do you think is
something.
overhyped? Getting back to
Who do we think
basketball.
is overhyped? You go first. I gotta say. You being you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Well, if you're not, too busy eating lo mein, then
Yeah, Simon's just been eating this whole time.
I've been eating lo mein the entire time.
I got off work late. Spaghetti and dinner.
I
Spaghetti
haven't
and
had.
meatballs.
You know how dedicated I am to step one is. I haven't eaten for 3 days, so I could look slim for this podcast. And this fatso is, eating his meatballs.
Yo.
His lo mein meatballs.
Shout out House of Lasagna.
Yeah,
On 39.
He got spaghetti.
All right, yeah, give a shout out to House of Lasagna, a restaurant I've never been to, but sure.
Yeah. Sponsor.
Who's being overhyped?
Who's being overhyped?
We gotta just sit back and think about it. For a
Who
I
second.
mean, I already have mine ready to go.
Okay, well then, yeah.
Oh,
Right, you
Mavericks are overhyped, hands down.
Oh, I thought we were playing player.
No,
No?
I'm talking team.
Oh, yeah. Mavericks aren't anything.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
enough. Kyrie is not going to solve their problems. And also, like, I don't like Kyrie because he was very mean on the Celtics. I think he was just like, once they like didn't win a few games, he was like, this isn't a championship team. Like, we brought you in to win us a championship. And you're like, oh, this isn't a championship team.
Were you mad when he stepped on Lucky?
I'm just mad that, like,
You like
yeah, I
cursed
was
off
mad about
Lucky.
that. I liked him for like 20 games. And then I realized like, oh, we have Kyrie and he's like a weirdo. And also he's just calling out the team.
I think that's a good answer, and I think of all the teams, like all the volatility. I mean, Luka's so good; he can carry. We saw him carry teams, against the Clippers in playoff series, where he can win playoff series almost by himself. But man, their like worst case scenario with Kyrie is it can get really, really ugly there.
Also, like both guys are going to want the ball. And also like, who
Only
else
one
do they
ball.
have? Name one other player on the team right now.
Hardaway Jr.
Okay, yeah, you got one.
Who's there?
I can't think of one.
Dwight Powell.
Derek Lively, right? That's the new guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys can name Hardaway. I forgot Tim Hardaway was on the team. My bad.
He set us down a path here.
Is Noah Vonleh on the team?
Yeah, see how hard it is like to name other players on the Mavericks? They don't have dudes.
Yeah.
Like you need a little bit more of a team than just two very good players.
Yes.
Harry Giles is on the
Is he really?
Nets.
What are you doing?
Saw
Okay.
that he was out of the NBA for like
Wait,
a year.
is Kleba on the Mavericks still?
What?
Is Maxi
Oh,
Kleba still on the Mavericks?
Yes. There you go, Freddie.
Got one.
I'm going Clippers for overhype. They're the same overhype team every year.
Yeah.
And it's all the fault of Kawhi because
How many
he sits
games is
out.
Kawhi going to
Paul
play
George is
this
meant to be
year?
weak. What?
How many games is Kawhi playing this year?
Well, because of the new rule, it's to play more. But
Unless he's like legitimately injured,
which he
often
never is.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
I don't know how easy those rules are going to be to skirt around. Okay, if I put the over at 60 games, Kawhi over or under?
You think
I
Kawhi's only
I
going to
was
stay on
right
20
around 60
games?
when I was thinking.
I was
Yeah, what do
thinking
you
he
think?
plays about
Hold on.
half.
Okay, so 41.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he plays like mid to upper 50s is what I would put it at.
I'll
And
take
he's
the
totally
over.
not playing in the end season tournament.
He can't make all NBA if he doesn't play over 62 games, I think.
Right,
So
which is something I don't think he cares about. Though.
he doesn't care about money, I don't think, because if he did, he'd market himself.
What does
a
he
little
care
bit.
about?
He
I
cares
mean,
about
He cares about basketball.
family.
I don't know if he even cares about his family.
I mean, like, he didn't reveal he had, like, a wife and kids until, like, 10 years into it. He's like, yeah, I have a wife and kids. You don't know who they are.
You think his wife and kids know that he like plays basketball professionally?
I would
He's
imagine
weird.
they do, or you just, like, think he's, like, when he's gone on, like, a 2-week road trip, like, where's he been the last 2 weeks? Where's
Well-
Dad?
Daddy's got to go in the office again at 10:30. Okay.
Kawhi Leonard's done being the nastiest basketball player, and he's just gonna be like shit talker. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the most vocal player of all time.
I don't know if Kawhi Leonard has a baby, but that baby has bigger hands than me.
And a big cock.
I still
And
remember
public
texting
rocks.
Simon like after Kawhi went to the Raptors, and Simon was like, "What a garbage trade for the Raptors! Like, why to give up DeMar DeRozan?"
Idiot.
You stand
I
by
love
that take,
DeMar.
Simon?
Jaco Pirtle might be on the Mavericks for all we know.
You thought the Raptors messed up that trade?
Find me that text, Freddie. I don't believe you.
I
do.
probably have a
Freddie, what is Freddie's
screenshot of it
memory
somewhere.
of
If I
that?
do, I'll put it in a promotion for this episode.
Can you put it in like right now?
I mean, if I can find
Well,
it,
suck if
sure.
you don't have the
right,
text,
up,
but
right up here.
if you could, can we get?
Right here.
Yeah,
so
yeah, if I can find it,
right
sure.
here, we do, yeah, and we put it on a t-shirt, and then below we put like some very hateful text messages Simon said.
Just make up some
I
hate
feel like I
speech.
got a screenshot of it somewhere. I bet I can find it.
Yes.
But yeah, that definitely wasn't your best take.
Not his worst though, which is.
What's your worst take,
Okay.
Simon?
I'll answer this.
Oh, not the Tim Hardaway Jr. stuff.
Current Dallas Maverick, Tim Hardaway Jr., as we all know, he's a Maverick, allegedly, is Simon said he would be the next Kobe Bryant.
Why?
Well, when he
Yeah,
was
why?
when he
What
was
are you
a
talking about?
when he was a rookie, when he was a Knick.
No, he said it 2 years ago. He said it when he was a Knick.
Yeah, when he was a Knick, and he was going back and forth with Deion Waiters in the Rising Stars Challenge.
Okay.
I was like, this dude is a nasty 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard, and I was like, he's gonna be the next big thing.
Next big thing.
And he
Tim
was not the
Hardaway
next big
Jr.
thing.
We're holding
Yeah.
out hope.
But
He's no Tim Hardaway.
I made
Sr.
the same claim about Cam Reddish, but
And
not with with Kevin Durant. So I'm still
Go
waiting.
for two.
Still waiting on the Tim Hardaway and Cam Reddish glow ups.
The
But
jury's still out.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Kim Rush could pop off.
he could be a Lakers legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it goes Kobe, Shaq, Magic Johnson, Cam Rush.
Cam Reddish, yeah.
I mean, he was on a pretty good Duke team with Zion. I mean, so what? It was RJ and Zion carry team. Cam Reddish made that team better.
Oh,
Cam Reddish
Another-
is the heart and soul.
another bad take was that I was arguing he was the best of the three.
Wait, how far into the season were you doing that?
2 years ago.
Before it started,
Oh, before it started. Then I mean, I guess you can make that argument before it started.
and about halfway through, and probably.
And
at
you're
the
like,
end also.
Zion's like the biggest player in the nation. You're like, Cam Rush is better, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it would translate better to the NBA. I was clearly mistaken.
I mean, I
Would you
think
rather
Zion's gonna have a good year
Jonas
too.
Valanciunas
Who?
Jonas Valanciunas or Draymond Green?
Draymond Green.
I mean, Draymond Green probably. I
Who
do
do you
like
think is
Valanciunas because it's a
Steven
awesome
Adams or
name.
Draymond Green?
Freddie, Steven Adams or Draymond Green?
Ooh.
Still on Draymond.
I'm thinking Steven.
I would take Draymond.
Nah, because
Oh.
Draymond can guard more people.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez or Draymond Green?
Brooke Lopez.
I would still take Draymond. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
I'd take Brookie.
Chocolate chip rookie.
Whatever happened to Brooke Lopez's brother Robin? Is Robin still in the league?
He's on the Bucks.
Robin's also on the Bucks.
The amount of like incest that's going on the Milwaukee Bucks is like the
How many sets of brothers they have?
2.
Yeah, that's not that many.
That's
They need this.
for a basketball team.
They
Probably.
need the
There's
Thompson
four guys.
twins. Bring the Thompson twins in too.
Wait, which Thompson twins? Tristan and who's the other one?
No.
Oh, Amen and All-Star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the-
the guys on. Who are they on?
Yeah, wait, I was gonna play
Uh,
a fun game. It's what team are those guys on?
Pistons and Rockets.
Okay, good game.
I mean,
my Pistons.
Couldn't tell you which one is which, but
Amen's on the Pistons.
honestly, with how things are now, with like the G League Ignite and wherever like Scoot Henderson played, like I've never seen half of these guys play.
I 100% agree. It's so weird that just it happens to be on draft night. People just tell me, "Oh, these guys are really good." I've never seen a G League Ignite like.
Where do you watch it?
Where do you watch it?
I have no idea.
I don't know, on NBA TV, I think. But you can. But there was a really good game I watched, which was the G League Ignite versus Wemby's French team.
Was that like a exhibition game?
Kind of, and he dropped 40 on them. So
Scoot Henderson did.
Wemby, yeah.
But yeah,
Wemby.
just like I want, like I all for like giving players other options besides the NCAA, but like you gotta like build their brand a little bit more. Like no one's like a huge Scoot Henderson fan right now because no one's ever seen him play.
He's just out of nowhere. But I guess you could say that about international players. But it's at least that there's an explanation. The G League just feels like so nothing, and the G League Ignite and like the overtime elite.
Yeah, overtime elite. What is overtime elite? I still don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't even know who they played against.
And LeVar Ball's league, which I think is going really well right now.
Let's see.
That's JBL.
Is that still a thing? Let's see if you can get this reference. Ready? What team he play for? Aaron Brooks.
Oh,
Brooks.
who he play?
Yeah, who he play for?
He
Aaron
was
Brooks.
on Aaron Brooks. He was on the
Yeah, no, I'm saying Aaron Brooks. What team does he play for? And then
Oh.
Shaq says.
Guangdong Tigers. Okay, here's the question. You know how
Yeah.
when they say like one sucks, they are now playing in China for Guangdong.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Brooks is playing for Guangdong. Who are we gonna say at the end of the season is like Guangdong Tigers?
Who's gonna play for the Wonton Tigers?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
Dylan Brooks, obviously. I still stand by that.
Ooh,
I know he's
throw it
I know
at-
he's an Oregon
Yeah,
Duck, and
I
I know
would think so.
I know I should be a big Dylan Brooks guy, but like if you talk that kind of game, you gotta back it up.
He kind of cracks me up.
He did kill Team USA.
He did.
He did not back that up.
Okay. What team were you thinking? Wait.
Lakers.
Oh, I was thinking of Heat.
Wait,
Okay, I'll go. You go first.
Tyler Hero.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think Tyler Hero might suck at the end of this?
big Tyler Hero guy.
He's gonna have a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
You think Tyler Hero's gonna have a bad year?
Yeah, I don't think he's that good, honestly.
You think the Heat are gonna be a NBA Finals caliber team again, or no?
No, I think there's two finals caliber teams in the Eastern Conference.
It's the Celtics and the Bucks.
Celtics and the Bucks.
But somehow we would have said that last year, and the Heat just definitely
Steamroll through both. Well, they didn't steamroll the
They
Celtics.
lost a lot of guys though.
Yeah, that's true.
The
They lo-
Celtics held their own.
they
I know they
lost,
lost,
Well, yeah,
but
like Giannis was out. My answer for Guangdong Tiger of the year, I think D'Angelo Russell is going to have some ugly performances.
Thank God you didn't say
what team's he on
Cameron.
now? Is he?
Cameron.
What team's he on now?
He's on the Los Angeles Lakers.
He's back on the Lakers. He was
Yeah,
on the Lakers last
I-
year. I forgot about that.
I think he's so capable of putting up disappointing games that people are really people have started to take notice, but I think people can really take notice.
Did you hear what he said yesterday
What do you say?
or today?
What?
What's the NBA player that D'Angelo Russell says he wants to be in the NBA?
Andre Drummond.
He's another point guard.
Rudy Gobert.
No, another point guard.
Okay. A point guard
Yeah, kind of like
for the Miami Heat.
fringe, like no fringe,
Warriors
like
legend
man.
Alex Smilicic.
Derek White.
Derek White.
He said he wants to be- he said
Don't
he
you
wants
hate
to
on
be
my man Derek
White.
White?
Play that sound bit now.
What
And
sound
put-
bit?
And put the shirt. Can you impose it like to make us look like we're wearing the shirts?
You guys are acting like I have this technical capabilities. It's a very
do.
like low budget.
Well, don't you have a team of like 8 people working for you?
Yeah, I think our producers could.
I mean,
We have a minute 30 remaining.
That's the ad team.
yeah, like I don't even pay for the pro version of Zoom. We're at a minute 24 left on the Zoom call.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I'm not trying to
this
pay
is a
50
segment we
bucks a
call-
month for Zoom.
Who's winning football right
50
now?
bucks? Is that what it costs?
15.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
cheap,
still a lot, but
cheap
Jesus.
ass.
All right, Freddie's not that
I
good.
wouldn't call myself
Podcast.
cheap.
Just
I'm
remember
just
that,
being
listeners.
economical.
Yeah.
You know
Okay,
what?
Freddie.
I've already said I've already made one investment. Bought an external hard drive. If we get 10 episodes in, I'll get a new mic, so I don't have to worry this thing all the time.
I said I would like to hear you with the new mic.
Yeah, I think a new mic would really make the show much better. But again, we got to get 10 episodes in. This is episode 4.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
I've been a guest twice. That's got to be a record.
Yeah, you've been a guest twice. You are our first
I thought-
recurring guest.
I thought Ben was good last week.
Yeah, it was a fun interview. We had a great time. We got some fun ones coming up. You guys want to hear what we got coming up?
Yes.
Ben
Yeah,
Simmons?
so a couple
Do you have Ben
weeks. I
Simmons?
go on vacation after this week. Then we got my good friend Matthew Horowitz. He's going to be on the show. We're going to talk Cal, Oregon, because he played for Cal. I'm an Oregon guy. We do have another guest after that. I'm going to keep this one a surprise, but trust me, it's going to be fun.
Is
Oh,
it
that's
Travis
great.
Kelsey?
No, it is not Travis Kelsey.
Is it Jason Kelsey?
No, I don't think you know this person. You definitely don't
it-
actually. Final question. All right. I know.
Can I make one more point before
you
we
can
get
make one more point.
This actually could have waited for like the last point. I'm very excited for this season. I think it's going to be even the bad teams this year are exciting. And I think that's like the bad teams are young and have players I'm curious about. And that's not something you used to be able to say about every.
Give me some examples.
No.
Oh God.
No, like the Pistons, my Pistons have
I'm totally a Pistons fan.
Who do they have?
are probably not going to be a good team, but they have Cade. They have
Cade.
They don't have Benedict Mathurin. I know that.
Who do they have?
They have former second or third overall pick.
Not Scoot Henderson.
No, who's the guy who was on the Warriors that we were just talking about?
James Wiseman.
Yeah, they have James
I just called him
Wiseman
Jameis.
or Marvin
I almost
Bagley.
said
They have
Jameis
two
Winston.
second overall picks. They have James Wiseman and Marvin Bagley. You don't talk about disappointing, but whatever. But they do have Cade, which is a big deal, and they have the Thompson brother. I say Osar, he says Amen. We'll find out at tip off. There's like a lot to look forward to, even if you're a fan of a bad team. I think that's cool.
DeAndre Ayton or
Draymond?
or Draymond.
I'm gonna pick Draymond like 9 times out of 10.
Giannis or
Oh,
Draymond?
Giannis. That's no brainer.
Thanasis or Draymond.
I'm gonna have to go Draymond on this one.
Alex or Draymond?
Alex.
Kostin.
Who?
Amphos.
Alex Antetokounmpo.
That's the other. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a third one.
Donna Kelsey or Draymond.
I think I'm gonna go Draymond on this one.
Okay, what was your last question?
All right. Let's say we're gonna keep on with the Kelsey brothers trend here. All right, let's say Travis and Taylor break up. Taylor starts thinking NBA player. Who's she dating?
Ooh.
Probably Devin.
You think Devin Booker?
Probably Devin Booker.
It's like a white guy who. If we're
Reeves.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
take
the
Austin
answer.
Reeves as well.
I think that's got to be the answer.
I mean, it's got to be Austin Reeves.
He's in LA.
AR-50, yeah. John Morant.
I don't think it's gonna be John Moran.
Dylan Brooks bags Taylor Swift.
Wow.
I mean, he is an Oregon player, so like that might make him a much higher.
What if Freddie
higher
Wilson?
listings.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, wait, when are you gonna?
When
See that bed in the
what?
background? You and Taylor having a good
You.
time in there?
Oh, she's too good for me.
This guy,
She's too good for me.
wherever he is.
Or what if the viewers at home would bag Taylor Swift?
One of the viewers, yeah. We had like 17
Comment
viewers
below.
last episode.
Subscribe
Actually,
here.
though,
Hit the like button.
we have a lot of fun here on Step One, but actually do like and subscribe.
Yeah, please do.
And also, you guys want advertisers that aren't Drano, which you should drink.
Or
No, do not drink
Do not.
Drano. We cannot. I cannot emphasize enough. Don't drink Drano.
What? Oh, or Magnum condom, sure.
Yeah, let's.
You guys
sure.
like these really real advertisers?
We had a good advertisement last week.
Yeah, and we had House of Lasagna this week.
Yeah, I mean last week. You know what? I did my advertisement last week, right?
You did not do it.
No, I did. I sponsored it by the Taylor Swift movie.
And of course, I knew that because I watched.
Yeah, and did you know why I did that?
To support a struggling young artist.
Well, I mean, A, because I'm a fan, but also the NFL asked all its networks to advertise the movie for free.
I saw that. How wild is that?
They didn't ask me to do it,
That's shocking.
so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do her a favor. I'm gonna do it for
Is
free.
that not wild that like there was like an NFL or like a sports media like a memo just went around and said like, hey, this we're all gonna hype up Taylor Swift.
The movie looks. I mean, the movie does look awesome. I know I went to the concert, but like the movie still looks awesome. Yeah,
What's
it's
your
reliving
favorite
a
song?
night I already lived, but it's
Right, what's
pretty cool.
what's your
Best
favorite song? Your favorite Taylor?
I mean, I can't say I can't like pick one favorite because they're all amazing. I will say the most played song in 2022 was Paper Rings off Lover. It's not one of her more like notable tracks, but it's the one I played the most in 2022.
Freddie, would you say, I mean, you're busy with your job, the podcast and everything. Would you say it's like very exhausting rooting for the anti-hero?
I mean, yeah, it's always exhausting rooting for the anti-hero.
So I've been told.
Yeah.
Who's the anti-hero of the NBA?
It's the
And
anti-hero.
also, what is an anti-hero?
I mean, anti-hero is
For
the,
people at home.
what is the anti-hero? I think the anti-hero of the NBA, I mean, LeBron James, anti-hero.
Sure, that would be exhausting rooting for him.
Yeah, I mean, people do. A lot of people do.
There are LeBron James fans out there, yeah.
Is this LeBron's last year? You think he's going to keep playing?
No, he's playing with this kid who's
He's gonna,
Okay, everyone at home, like for LeBron James, comment for Michael Jordan.
But seriously, dude, we have a lot of fun here, but you guys want the show to keep going? I mean, Freddie's making. You said you were making like 6 figures off the show already. That's not that much, though.
How do you think you fit the night suit?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like, guys, like, I know I got the cool tie and all, but, like, that'd be really cool. My own plane.
you do deserve a private. All right.
How about those Giants? I know we're talking basketball, but football.
Look, yesterday on a blatant pass interference that wasn't called.
First one was called, but you just didn't call the second one.
They didn't call the second one. That was the big one. There was 0 seconds left. It's unbelievable that the refs rule with impunity is bananas. That there's no sky judge.
Yeah, there really should be.
Ultimately, it's probably for the best that the Giants lost this game. It gets us one game closer to Caleb Williams, but it hurts at the moment. Like, I can't just root for them to lose. I don't root for them to lose, but when they lose, it's not the worst thing. But God, it stings.
No, like when the Packers lose, it's a bummer, but like when the Ducks lost on Saturday, like that one was like hard to swallow.
Yeah,
Like I just like because it was so close.
yeah,
Yeah.
it killed. Who's your favorite team?
I mean, favorite team?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say just because the Ducks, like, I'm more invested in the Ducks this season.
Okay. My favorite team is the 86 Mets.
Is the 86 Mets?
What was I going to ask? Who's the best Oregon Duck in the NBA right now?
In the NBA, I mean, there's not that many of us.
Why is it going?
Oh, wait, Peyton Pritchard, obviously.
Ugh.
We just signed that big contract extension.
Again.
Pritchard, I think he's a good player.
You got some fun moves. I think Dylan Brooks is back.
He was a lot of fun to
Peyton Pritchard
watch, like, in college.
Peyton Pritchard or Draymond Green?
I mean, I got to rep Peyton Pritchard on this one.
See,
Once a Duck, always a Duck.
all you people who are liking and subscribing, this is the integrity of your host. I just want you to know that.
I'm biased, all right? He's literally on my college
Draymond Green
and
is
my hometown
my favorite
team.
basketball player, and you would rather have Peyton Pritchard. It's disgusting.
We're gonna throw a poll down in the comments. Peyton Pritchard versus Draymond Green. You guys let us know how you feel.
I actually haven't figured. I gotta figure out how to like do all this, like put a poll in comments. Like I tried to like put in a link for the last episode.
like-
Like, I tried to put in the petition link for Brock Purdy to get the Medal of Honor, which none of you have signed, by the way.
I saw that. Have some respect for the Medal of Honor. That's for the.
I do, and Brock Purdy deserves it. You,
Brock
of
Purdy
all
sucks
people,
this
should be on
year.
board with this.
Yeah, wait. Brock
You
Purdy.
hate,
Brock
you
Purdy
hate the
sucks.
Cowboys more than anyone, and you don't want to sign this because a guy beat the Cowboys?
I'm a huge Dak Prescott fan.
Since when?
Never. I hate him,
He's my
but
fantasy quarterback.
I have their defense and their kicker, and
I tried to put in the link in the last episode. It says like I need to be like verified, and verification takes like a week just to put in like a hyperlink in the description of the video.
yeah, well, people are very suspicious about you, Freddie.
I mean, yeah,
I'd
because
like this to be the first episode of Step One. You know how much of a super fan I am. This to be the first episode of Step One to have a comment in the YouTube.
you could be that guy. You're the first. You're like the one and only person who's ever commented on the Instagram.
Yeah,
I actually put that in the bio. I have her in Step One Country. Let's ride. Like I sing "Let's Ride" at the start of the show now because of you.
Step One Country. That's right.
Let's ride. It's a good ring to it.
I think so too.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both for joining the show. You are both welcome on whenever you want. Thank you for talking a little bit of basketball.
I would like to go next week while you're on vacation. I would like to be on. If
You like
if
to
you
be on
really
when I'm on
need to,
vacation?
we're welcome at any time.
Okay.
Can I go at like 3 a.m. on next Thursday? Can I be on?
I'll be in New York City, but sure.
Me and Jacob are gonna film one without you and post it on your channel.
Step One Country. Let's ride.
All right. Big Fred, over and out.
All right, we're going to preview this weekend's football games, starting with college football. Shaping up to be a good weekend of college football. A lot of big games, a lot of big rivalries. We have Ohio State versus Penn State, which is always a great game. Ohio State has very much dominated this matchup for the last 6 years, and since 2010, Penn State has only won this game twice. This is a game to see if Penn State is like an actual contender, or if they just had a really easy schedule so far, and this is their first real challenge. Ohio State has proven that they are in fact a very good team. They went to Notre Dame, they won. I'm hoping for a good game. It seems like Penn State always tries their best in this game, but they are playing in Columbus, and Ohio State's just simply too good. I don't think Penn State can hang. We have another fun one of Tennessee versus Alabama. Alabama's hoping to avenge the loss they took in the game last year. They want to remind Tennessee that they are, in fact, a good program. I'm curious to see how Alabama fans react if they win this game. I know we're going to smoke their cigars. That's a tradition. I don't know why that's a tradition. I didn't bother to Google it. It's kind of fun. But we saw last year just how crazy Tennessee fans went when they won this game. It was like they won a Super Bowl. No, it was bigger than when they won the Super Bowl. I don't think I've ever seen fans act this nuts. They took out the goalposts of the stadium and threw it into the river. My favorite part is the University of Tennessee was like, hey, you know how we threw out those goalposts? We kind of need them back for next weekend's game. And then someone started GoFundMe and they raised thousands of dollars and were able to get new goalposts and then some. Now, I think Bama fans don't feel the need to do all of that because they are so used to winning big games. The allure is no longer there. They've just been good for too long. I do want to see what Tennessee fans do if they're able to come into Tuscaloosa and beat Bama a second year in a row. Will they dare rush the field in an opposing stadium and maybe even steal their goalposts? We're going to find out. I will give a quick shout out to the Ducks, who are taking on Washington State this weekend. But the Ducks will come out guns blazing to remind people we are still, in fact, a very good football team. And we only lost last week because we happened to play a very good football team in Washington. Again, it happens. We're going to lose some. But the Ducks are good, and they're going to beat Washington State. We have another fun matchup in the ACC with Duke going up against Florida State. Who would have thought this game would have been a top 25 matchup? But this is why we love college football. Sometimes teams come out of nowhere. If Riley Leonard is able to play for Duke on Saturday, I think it could be an exciting game. He's questionable as of his taping. It is Tuesday, so we will see what happens. If he doesn't play, it's a tall order for Duke. It's hard to go to Tallahassee when Florida State's really good and win. It's very easy to go to Tallahassee when Florida State sucks, as they have for a decent amount of time, but the last couple of years they've been good. Tallahassee's a hard place to win. We will end in the Pac-12, where we have Utah going into the Coliseum to take on the Gladiators that are the USC Trojans. USC is coming off a bad loss, probably the worst loss in the Caleb Williams era. Utah was able to beat USC not once, but twice last season. We can't put an asterisk next to the Pac-12 championship. Caleb Williams got injured. But Utah was single-handedly the reason why USC didn't make the college football playoff last year. I'm going to make a prediction. I record this podcast on Tuesday. The game isn't until Saturday. But I think I can confidently say Cam Rising is not playing for Utah this weekend. Which begs the question, can the Utah Utes exploit, with Bryson Barnes, exploit USC's defense? Which I've said multiple times is not that good. I feel confident Utah's defense will step up and handle Caleb Williams, but can the offense do enough to win the game? All right, moving into the NFL, we have another very mediocre Thursday night game with the Jaguars taking on the Saints. The Saints might be the most boring team to watch in the NFL this season. They are 3-3. It's just such an average, boring team. They aren't bad enough to be so bad it's funny, but they aren't good either. They are truly the definition of average to below average. And they are just not fun to watch. Derek Carr was clearly not the answer to their problems. I'm still hoping they play Jameis Winston because he's just a fun guy to watch. Yeah, he's going to make some mistakes. He's going to throw some questionable interceptions. But don't act like you're not entertained when you watch Jameis Winston. You don't know what the man's going to do. The man just does incredible things. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. But will it make for a better product even if they lose? Absolutely. Come on, put in Jameis. We want to see Jameis as a fan. He's healthy. He's ready to go. Derek Carr is average. Jameis Winston is a gamer. Moving into Sunday. Not a great set of games this weekend. A lot of games that are very predictable in my opinion. So instead of focusing on one or two games like I usually do, I'm going to do a speed round through all of them. All right, let's go. Falcons vs. Buccaneers. Desmond Ridder is terrible and will find a way to lose this game for the Falcons. Bears vs. Raiders. Justin Fields. Again, we record this on Tuesday, but he probably won't be playing, so maybe Tyson Bagnet, the greatest Division II quarterback you've never heard of, could get the start. Browns vs. Colts. I want to say that Minshew Mania 3.0 is happening because Anthony Richardson is probably out for the season. So my dog, Gardner Minshew, will be getting to start. Sadly, the Browns defense will probably destroy the Colts. Lions vs. Ravens. How are the Lions 5-1? Just how? And please, Lamar Jackson, I am asking you as a Packers fan, please destroy the Lions. Bills vs. Patriots. Patriots fans are probably saying our season can't get any worse. The Bills are like, oh, we can make it worse. The Bills are going to light up the scoreboard, and the Lighthouse at Gillette Stadium will continue to wait to see its first home win. Moving into the afternoon games, we have what I feel like may actually be the biggest game in the season for the Packers. I know the Broncos are terrible. We all know that. I've said it multiple times. I should feel good about this. I want to feel good about it. But I want to go on record and say that I will officially be hitting the panic button if the Packers do not win this game. If the Packers lose, and I try to justify it somehow, I want you to play this clip. I'm saying it on record. I, Freddie Wilson, host of the Step One podcast, will hit the panic button if the Green Bay Packers lose to the Denver Broncos on Sunday. For all the Swifties out there, you'll be watching the Chiefs take on the Chargers. Since this game is at SoFi, it's going to be mostly Chiefs fans. I want Swifties to see the Chargers do something like in true Chargers form. Like, I want the Chargers to have the win in the bag and just find a way to lose the game. Maybe they'll forget to tackle Travis Kelce or something as he scores the game-winning touchdown. Just something like that. I want to see the Chargers do the most Chargers thing. I want the Swifties to get an accurate representation of the Los Angeles Chargers. They will know that the Chargers have no fans because it's going to be all Chiefs fans there. Maybe Taylor will be there. Who knows? Going to Sunday night, we finally have a primetime game that the fans actually want to see. We have a Miami Dolphins heading up to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I'm very excited for this game. Like, legitimately excited. This could be a Super Bowl matchup. The Dolphins offense is one of the best we have ever seen, and I'm so excited to see how Mike McDaniel can scheme an offense to exploit the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I'm just really excited to see two heavyweights duke it out in primetime. And finally, on Monday night, we had the 49ers going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. I think this will probably be another blowout because the 49ers are clearly the better team, and after a tough loss, they want to remind America that they are, in fact, a very good team, and a loss was a fluke. I've also heard that Kirk Cousins now hypes up his teammates by playing songs by the band Creed because he was inspired by the Texas Rangers, who have been doing that for most of the baseball season. It seems to be working because, as of his taping, they are up 2 games on the Houston Cheaters. Oh yeah, I call them the Houston Cheaters. We are an anti-Houston Astros podcast. I want to make that very clear. We don't condone cheating. So maybe the music of Creed has some power to help teams do the unthinkable. Maybe I will start playing Creed to hype myself up. Actually, I will say that. If the Vikings win against the 49ers, I'm going to start playing songs by Creed to hype myself up. That's our show this week. I will be on vacation next week. We will be back in 2 weeks. We will see you then. Thank you for watching.